We are going to go over how energy starts on Earth and cycles through organisms, through cells, and out of organisms and cells again, okay? So here's a little diagram about energy on Earth. So it starts where? Sun. So energy on Earth starts outside of Earth. It comes from outside of Earth, from our sun, travels inside, and is used by plants along with carbon dioxide and water to make what? Glucose. Glucose is a form of chemical energy. So the transformation of energy went from solar energy to chemical energy, which is a fuel for plants, and it's the food for plants. And from there, we would eat the plant, or an organism would eat the plant, we'd eat that organism, and that's how we get that fuel. So it transfers from one organism to another. But that glucose, when it's not used for fuel for the plant, it's also brought into the cell, okay? And the cells will turn it into a molecule, which you guys did a whole bunch of research on yesterday, called ATP, which stands for? Adenosine triphosphate. Good. We are going to start to focus on the way plants use solar energy and create their chemical energy. And one of the reasons why plants can do this is because of one of the, I would say instead of molecules, I should have said organelles. One of their organelles, okay, in their cells create this green pigment color which helps to absorb molecules of light. What is that organelle? I guess it's not chloroplast. The molecule would be what? The molecule would be, it sounds like chloroplast.
Oh, chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll, good. So go ahead and say here, you've got this amazing organelle called chloroplast, which produce this ability for plants to absorb and capture light energy, or provide plants with that green pigment which allows them to absorb and capture light energy. When we learned about parts of cells, we learned that chloroplasts are found where? What type of cell? Plants. This is what a chloroplast looks like. It is what produces, again, this is kind of like a review, the pigment so that plants can capture sunlight and create food, which I just said, which is another form of energy, and other important things that we need, like what? Oxygen for us to breathe, and that process is called photosynthesis. So this is what the chloroplast structure looks like. I want you to try, this is a super important ACT, AP skill, and I've said this before, is interpreting diagrams. So the chloroplast is made up of stacks called, look at the diagram and tell me, what do you think the stack is called? No? Good. And it's called granum or grana. Grana is the stack. You see how they're showing you an arrow and it's showing you the whole stack. Now the pancakes within the stack are called thylakoid. Good job. And then in between the thylakoids, which are inside the chloroplast, there is this liquid space or like blank space, which is called what? Nope. Stroma. Good job. It seems like you would say, right? I would have to say in between the thylakoid, but it's in between the chloroplast. You see this liquid space, and it's called the stroma. Good job. So we've got the stack, which is called the grana or the granum. You've got the pancakes within the stack, which are called the thylakoids. And here's a better picture. So each one of these little pancakes makes up the full stack, right? And then this space in between is the stroma. These three structures within the chloroplast are responsible for photosynthesis independently of, like one does a job, the other does another. So photosynthesis involves, what's this? Okay, light, good. Light has to come in. It's the power of the whole reaction. Reactions are either going to bring in energy or they're going to release energy or both, but one drives it. This is the driving reaction is light plus carbon dioxide, which is CO2, plus water, which is H2O. And this means 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of water plus light. And it doesn't necessarily have to be sunlight. It could be light, like light. So those rays make what? Oxygen, which is O2. And you know what this food is, right? Sugar. What sugar? Glucose. Or carbohydrates. Because sugars are carbohydrates. And remember when we studied, we said it's a ratio of 1 to 2 to 1. Remember that? So for every 6 carbons, there's 12 hydrogens and 6 oxygens. So this molecule right here is glucose. Glucose is a sugar, which is a carb. As a review, what goes into photosynthesis? Light, water, carbon dioxide. What goes out? Oxygen and glucose. When I tell you that you have to know that reaction, I'm being super duper serious. Because without that reaction, you can't succeed in this test, and you're going to need to know the reverse reaction, which is how cells use glucose, okay? To make what? ATP. So it's backwards. It's releasing energy for the cell. So photosynthesis occurs in 2 steps. First is the light dependent. It should say light in, hold on a minute. So let me fix that. Light dependent reaction. That means that reaction needs light. So the first thing you're going to know is that reaction needs light, which is right here. Yes? Sunlight or light. It's also, so this light green area is my light dependent. This darker green area is my dark reaction or light independent or Kelvin. It has 3 names, okay? What comes into the light reaction? Look at the diagram. Water. Water comes in. What goes out? O2. And in addition, we've got ATP and NADPH, and we could just go like this. You can never say I didn't tell you, but you don't have to know it on the test, okay? The dark reaction is also called light independent or Kelvin cycle. Has 3 names. It does not need light. What comes in? CO2. What goes out? Sugar. The light dependent happens in the thylakoid. You see this, my little stacks. And then the rest happens in that liquid of the chloroplast, which is the stroma.